In second video, this is the second video in a sequence for class 10th. So here, just as earlier I had given you that we are talking all about the chemical equation. Now we are supposed to consider this equation into two forms. One is the skeletal equation and other is the balanced chemical equation. Balanced chemical equation. In all my video you will find I just write on the whiteboard from right to left, because as I move towards the left, the things whatever the things I had written is easily visible and I can find easy for me to compare with the earlier one written to the new one. So skeletal equation, unbalanced equation, now balanced equation. So here I had told you why we balance the chemical equation. The reason behind is that first time a scientist named Landlot performed his experiment showing that in mass before the reaction and mass after the reaction remains same. He performed the experiment in a closed vessel. Now with the increasing information, just we are having more informative. So for the balanced chemical equation, while looking the chemical equation, we can deduce the different condition of the chemical equation. So here the motto is balanced chemical equation because two things I am giving. Energy of the universe is constant, or we can say energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, but it can be transformed from one phase to the other. It can be transformed from one form to the other. So whatever the things takes place, that takes place inside a confined area. So whatever the reaction we are taking place, just they are happening inside the universe. So one input output both are resulted the same, and this we can further explain with the motto conservation of mass. Then what is this? It shows that masses of the total atoms on the reactant side are equal to the total masses of the atoms which recombined to form new products are same. This is called law of conservation of masses. So here we have to balance the chemical equation because energy of the universe is constant, and according to the law of conservation of masses, the total masses on the reactant sides are equal to the total masses of the product side. Now again the condition comes. Just we have written, that is very easy, but how we are going to balance the chemical equation? Suppose for easy one, Mg I considered example, Mg plus O2, this is stable form, this is stable form, and now it forms the product MgO. Here we are finding this form is stable, but we are having 2 atoms of oxygen here, 1 atom of oxygen. So what we have to do, just make a box. Here we write element atoms. So what is the magnesium? We are considering the magnesium. Oxygen we are considering. So this is the phase of the reactant, this is the phase of the product. And earlier I had given you no clear concepts are there to balance the chemical equation. You have to hit and try. हर बार इधर दो, इधर तीन, इधर एक, इधर कर करके कोशिश करते रहना है until or unless you will find the number of the atoms on the reactant side must be equal to that of the product side, whether it is in the combined form or whether it has breaks into the individual one. So here for unbalanced equation we are finding magnesium 1, oxygen 2. But on the product side, here we are finding 1 magnesium and 1 oxygen atom. So this is balanced, but still we have to balance this one. For that particular things, what we have to do, this is the place of the atoms. We can't put atoms here because atom is unstable nature, and this is the place of the molecules. So we can increase the molecule position because molecule is stable in nature. Suppose here we are finding one product, here we are finding two, so it will be easy, just one, no values, just I put over 2. 2 means 2 for magnesium and 2 for oxygen. So here we are finding 1 magnesium, I put over here 2. Now 2 over here and 2 over here. So as soon as I put 2, so 2 for oxygen, this gets balanced, and similarly by putting 2 number over here we find the reactant items for magnesium and the for oxygen reactant atom 2 gets counterbalanced with that of the product side. Once the two phases gets balanced, the skeletal equation, the unbalanced equation, will be regarded as balanced chemical equation. And slowly we have to perform the same experiment. There we find two mistakes. One, you write the product wrongly, and other, misfortunately we are not able to put the proper number because it is the hit and trial methods. So we will consider the next example, and regarding next example we will again have to perform the experiment. H2 plus O2 gives H2O. Hydrogen and oxygen under certain circumstances of a specific temperature and pressure, just they combine, the atoms breaks, their bond breaks, and they will form water. Now the same process, 2 hydrogen, 1 or 2 oxygen, 1 oxygen, so it is unbalanced. So here we have to balance the chemical equation, and the same process I will consider. Just one place for reactant, other is the product. This is the place for the element. Hydrogen, here we finding 2 elements atom, hydrogen and oxygen. On the reactant side we find 2 atoms, and oxygen we find 2. But as soon as we move on to the product side, hydrogen number is 2 and oxygen number is 1. Now we have to again balance it. Suppose if we put over here 2, it means oxygen gets balanced. But 2 2s are 4. On the product side we find 4 atoms of the hydrogen. Still we are lagging. So in order to make the same number of atoms, here the molecular space is to be filled, and if we put 2 over here, 2 2s are 4. Now the number of atoms on the reactant as well as that of the product sides becomes equal. So this is the easier method which I had explained, but as soon as you practice further you will meet with the difficult one. Now a condition is that earlier in the reaction ZnH2SO4 I had written ZnSO4 plus H2 and put the arrow over here. This, what do this arrow indicates? This arrow indicates that hydrogen goes in air. To do there a certain condition which makes the equation more informative, or by seeing the equation we can get the equation in a better sense. Obviously the next topic is to make equation more informative. There we have to move with the specific path. As we are talking all about the states of matter, we find solid is written as small s, liquid as small l, gas as small g. Whereas if a solid component is mixed in water, solid plus H2O, then it is regarded as aqueous. Means under the aqueous word, what we use the term AQ. Then if the reaction further under temperature related, if endothermic reaction is there in which energy is being required, then we write reactant plus heat then product. And if it is exothermic means during the reaction the bond breaks to release the energy. As a result the surrounding heats up. So how we will write the reaction for it? Then it can be written reactant to that of the product plus heat on the product side gives the information that the reaction is exothermic in nature. Now more informative we can write. I am just rubbing this area only. So for more informative, if we write precipitate, that is the solid mass, that is the turbulence mass, which is mentioned as PPT. Suppose we just move with the arrow, it means the component goes in air. If it has been marked as downward arrow, it means the things solidifies. Now if on the arrow, this is on the arrow, if we write delta, it means heat. If we write delta change, delta T, it means there is the change in temperature. Whatever the components required for to carry out the reaction, that is written on this arrow. Suppose temperature, pressure, catalyst and so on. So this makes the reaction more informative in nature. Till then, have a nice day. Just go through the video and make notes of it. That will be helpful for you. And once the school reopens, just I am going to see the fair notebook from all the students. Till then, have a nice day. Thank you.